Hello and welcome to another episode of Memoir of a Niger Girl. My name is Helen. On today's episode, I have with me Mr. Alade Henry. Should I say good morning or should I say good afternoon?
Anyone.
How are you
Morning,
today?
afternoon, but don't say evening. It's not evening yet.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Okay. So, we have few issues having you here, but now that you're here, we would like you to tell us about food vendoring in Nigeria. What is it like to be, what is that business like, the food business in Nigeria? How is it like?
I'll start by saying I'm not, I can't call myself a prof or a guru in that space because I found myself in this space as well. But while I'm in the college, which I'm still in the college, I'm not graduated yet, I found out that a lot of people will say, in Yoruba, they will say, Olounje kuta. In Yoruba, that means anywhere that sells food, it's always profit and profit, yeah. All true. But I found out that we have different packages in the business. The adage says Olounje kuta in Yoruba simply refers to that woman on the streets.
Okay.
I remember growing up, we called them yakisu. Or those women that sells hot rice
Buka.
In the evening. No, this one, but they have the counter by the roadside, blah, blah, blah. And even some Bukas. The woman is the one that will sell you the rice, or sell you the amala, or sell you the yam and beans. She's going to be the one to give you the stew. She's going to be the one to give you everything, and she will collect her money. And she won't answer any other person until she finishes with you. There's no overhead. There's no taxation. There's no exposure to government. I will just wake up, cook, put it on the shelf, and sell. And if you have one or two people around there, maybe their kids or what have you. So if you look at that from that angle, you find out that it's zero overhead. And it's profit all the way. But when you want to go into the deep sea, like we have in my own business, food business, you find out that the exposure that actually, when you're setting up on the eyebrow street of Lagos, for instance, you have a whole lot of exposure into the government because number one, you have your billboards, you have your taxes that you're going to pay every now and then. Everybody knows where you're operating full-fledged. And in the business now, Nigerian factor, we have the staffing issue. All the staff that you're coming, because it's retail, all of them are coming with different perspectives to life. Some want it to grow, some want to stand up on your own pains and be somebody, which I don't know how they get to do that.
So the eyebrow restaurants are not as profitable as people assume.
It depends on how you play it. If you put all the mechanisms in place, you get it. But it's not a business that you just leave. That's what I've noticed. Me, I'm a very, very mobile person. So I find it at the beginning, I find it very, very difficult because I noticed it's a business that have to be there. If you are not going to be there, then you must play at that level that everything, maybe ICT usage or what have you, your eyes and everything must be on it because everything has to flow in your face. Yeah. So
aside location and you paying tax and having this very beautiful, you have to make it look certain ways. What is the difference between you and those people who have Bukas?
Yeah, the difference is just is in the space.
Right.
The kind of space you use and the kind of ambience.
Right.
Those are the major things. For instance, if you're having a restaurant on Admiralty, you know the kind of people it will attract. They will have to come and have that little bit of comfort, and you must be in a very clean environment. So to put those comforts on the table, you must factor it in your pricing, you must factor in your outputs so that you at least be able to break even at the end of the day without all the leaving the back end issues here and there. So yeah, you have to balance it. So that's different. A Buka is also Buka. It's where an Olokada boys, if in fact the low end, if the place is too tush, they won't even come.
Right, they would assume it's very expensive. But we have the likes of and you know what I mean. So these people, even the MDs of companies, they go there to eat. Why is that one?
Amala is I tell people Amala is a peculiar food in Nigeria, especially in the southwest. Amala right now it's a celeb. Right now it's a celeb food. Right now you find it. You find out that people do everything to get a plate of Amala, and I don't know why. Yeah, Amala is one of my, if not my best food. But I crave for it at will. Maybe because of the combination. You have everything in Amala. There's oil, there's calcium, there's fat, there's protein, there's everything. Maybe it has a way of quenching one of the balancing things. So when you have an Amala joint, or you want to have an Amala joint, it depends on the level you want to play. At every level, you still find the target that you want. But some target might not be, you might not get some target at some levels. Do you get what I'm saying? So, talking about, for instance, I'm not supposed to be mentioning I'm on a Sky because I have my own brand.
I just figured that, and we're gonna get to that place. Okay. How did you come up with Oyo Amala?
Oyo Amala, Oyo Amala is not something that I plan to do.
Yeah.
I can remember that I had a dream.
Okay.
Very, I had a dream, and in the dream I was selling food, and I saw everything. I saw the name, I saw the variants of the logo. I even saw the area in the dream. It was a dream that I woke up. I went to the bathroom, came out.
The whole stretch.
Yes, came back, get back to bed, continues. Woke up in the morning. Finally, was trying to put up things, and the dream was still there. I was just saying it. So at the point, I just like, let me just check out this, because it sticks somehow. I was just even driving on the road on that day, I was still remembering some flash of the dream was still coming in. So I was just like, okay. I tried to just see what the dream looks like. I tried to balance it myself. I discussed with one or two close people, and they said, check it out now, let's see how it goes. So the first check, because I saw the dream I saw for Oyo Amala. In the dream, I saw myself on Admiralty Road, on Lekki, Lagos. I was not driving on Admiralty Road. I saw, there are some dreams like that I will just give you everything. Yeah. I saw the positioning, I saw the place, and I could
remember
the area. So on that fateful day, I was driving on Admiralty Road, and I saw that place, and that place was empty. It was a vacant house.
Oh, wow.
So that thing just flashed. I just like, okay, let's just even look at it. Let's just check out. And I parked. I came, and incidentally or luckily or unluckily, the woman that owns the house was in the house at that point in time. So now, good morning, man. And I asked for, is this house for rental? I said, yes, blah, blah, blah. I said, how much? He said, per annum, is it 18 or 19 million or that?
Per annum.
And I said, oh, okay, man, all right, I'll get back. So in my head, I went back to the back. If you are dreaming to sell Amala, I have to rent
newspaper. 18 million.
I said, thank you so much. So I left the dream. So at some point, it came back again. And the dream came back after some time. And in my head, I like, this dream, I just left it there. Let it just go. Until something just happened. And I got the space where we are right now inside Omole. And we started, I started the business without knowing anything about the business. I was just following
the dream.
Like, let's just give it a shout out and see how it's going to give it back to us. So I did some findings around, yes, I love Amala. Yes, I'm from Oyo town. I've been eating Amala for forever. I have the idea of how to set it up, linking it up with
women, people
around, and linking it up with all the other restaurants around Lagos. How do you want to play, big, middle, or? So I decided on how to let's just start small. Let's see how it goes. I went to my hometown. I got people together, the Amala, the real Amala people, and blah blah. Wow. Brought them to Lagos. So we had the big lunch of opening with friends. It was a free Amala day that day. Everyone was just eating. It was like having a burial.
I missed that one.
He missed it, don't worry. So we started. And when we started, it was, yes, something unique around, because Omole Estate, if you want to have something like that, you have to travel, at least drive like 2-3 kilometers. So now it's Amola inside a eyebrow environment. So it was highly embraced, welcome. People were coming. You see old people going, I'm from Ogumosho. Thank God this is around my area. Blah blah.
But why did you let the dream manifest 100%? Like, you didn't twist the name, maybe because we have Oshun Amala, we have Lafun, and all of that. Why that Oyo 100%? Is it because you're from Oyo town?
Like I said, I saw the flash, and when I was trying to balance it up, you need to sit down, put some write-ups and blah blah. It occurred to me that what other name to give a brand like that if not Oyo? Because Amala is the only industry, the major industry. Don't let me say only, the major industry in Oyo town. Is Amala. If you go to Oyo town, not even Ibadan now, you go to Oyo town, the first thing that you want to do is to eat Amala. So I just like label it Amala, Oyo Amala. So I try Oyo Amala, Amala Oyo, Oyo Amala, Amala Oyo. I tried everything business-wise, business name check and blah blah blah. So we later came out with that one, and the logo with the color blending and everything. It's really nice. And
we've heard many times that we know that you say, the employees fear about stealing. Because you can't possibly start counting the lafun or the rice and everything. How do you deal with that when your staff are stealing from you? Have you had situations like that before? Absolutely. The teething period was so rough. Oyo Amala is going to be, we're 5 years right now, going to 6 right now. So you can imagine the ups and downs, and we are still not there. We're still, at least the operation is going on, and we're trying to do our best to make sure that we put it on. If you look at our logo, the reason for that logo is a KFC kind of thinking that one day it's going to blow up, and you get to Tokyo, you see Oyo Amala logo, and somebody's calling from Japan that I'm seeing Oyo Amala logo here. So that's the idea behind all that. But when it comes to staffing, it's every profession, every business has its own, how do I put it now? The peculiarities, and you need to understand it. The business is straightforward, really. But before you get into it, it's a whole lot. Because right now, if I look at the bag of elubo standing, I can tell you how many wraps you can get out of it. Okay. You get what I'm saying? If I look at a bowl of pepper, I can tell you how many plates you will use that pepper to serve in terms of obe, So when you get to that level, you can actually maximize your security points on theft and what have you. But before you get there, even with you knowing all those back-end secret and what have you, a smart staff, because some of them, a whole lot of them too, they know all these things. So there's always is that how they cheat? Is that they cheat the company, or they cheat the customer? So one way or the other, you can't oversmart them. So every time my Amala is small, I'm gonna call you Amala like okay, you
because if you call me that okay, you and I will ask you, So it's a balanced thing. But the major thing, even if they cheat the customer, the major thing is the food till the food that you are used to, and the moment you have it, your customer is a hungry customer is a hungry customer. I just want to get it and eat it and move on. But there's so much going on back end that people don't know about, and there's so much that goes into the capital and the gross income and everything. At the end of the day, is not. Yes, if you look at the likes of the restaurants in Lagos, for instance, that you can say they have this numbers of branches, and until then, for instance, you're making a profit of 5,000 naira here, and you're having like 4 branches. That's 20,000 naira. So until when you get to that level, then you can actually say yes. But at the level that we are playing right now, the first thing first is, okay, get it right. Make sure you get your. If you noticed Oyo Amala, you know the operations of Oyo Amala. You're familiar with Oyo Amala. Before when we started the level of the Oyibo tush thing. You have the bean marine that you throw trays. Then we had some other products to eat, blah blah. So we add all that. So later I just look at it. Okay, you are inside the Omole estate, one of the tush areas that we have in Lagos, and majority of people that wants to eat and actually have a treat for maybe the loved one or what have you, we want to drive out of the estate, maybe to get to like a GRA or go to the island because it's a treat.
Yeah.
Why are you giving them the same kind of thing that they will have to drive out to go and get? And because at the end of it, you just have your own restaurant that for pickup, and just quickly get me something for them, just eat there. Why not give them something that they can't easily get, even if they have to drive? They can't easily get. So we now tweak it. We now notice that right now, what we have is the local Oyo Amala.
And that authenticity, that originality, has it done anything to the brand?
It's added to it, because now you find out people like, one of the things that make Amala the celeb food is the ability of you picking what you want at your own pace. Right. I want
that one. The roundabout.
You know, that kind of people can actually, so that gives you, it's like you are the owner of the pot of soap. So that has brought about new customers. The old ones are like, you know, that kind of a thing. So now the local thing has added more flavor, and the woman that you even see on the seat there has that or your tribal mark, and all those things you add to your taste board just give you that feel.
You say it has to the taste board.
Yeah, it just give you that feel, and you're just fine at the end of the day.
I don't know if you saw that video or that picture on Twitter or on Instagram of that, when you go to Amala joint, you have to see somebody looking at you like this. Yeah. Did you see that? And they say that the sweat helps with the taste.
Of course.
Totally. Is it true? Yeah. The sweat of the person making
it. When you're turning Amala, it's a whole lot. You can't turn Amala without sweating. And you can't use, I'm not sure there's any IBP or what do they call what they're using for the uniform they use for COVID to cover yourself before you turn Amala. So somehow it's possible. It's possible that you have anything like the sweat.
So if I come to Oyo Amala, I will see somebody look at me like this.
Of course.
Will you be the person?
Maybe.
Maybe. Talking about the sweat and the flavor. When you go to some restaurant, you see that the rats and that restaurant, they're like 5 and 6. What agency caters to hygiene and food preservation in Nigeria?
We have what's the name of in Lagos? I think we have. There's I've forgotten the name of that agency in Lagos. Is it like?
They are very active.
Very active. Oh. They come around. They come every now and then. For instance, even from the Ministry of Health.
Yeah.
There's this fumigation that you have to do 3 times in a year. That they won't allow, you have your fumigation guys around, but they have to, because they want to the authenticity. See, authenticity again. The originality. Just you take that one from me. Don't let me kill myself. The originality of the chemicals that you're using.
Yeah.
They want to be sure that that's what you're using. And yes, it's a food environment. What you're going to the chemical that you're going to use must not be harmful to your customers as well. What you use in a farm is different from what you use in a business environment. So they monitor all that and they see to it. And there are a whole lot of, especially Lagos State, a whole lot of, there's an agency that what they care about is the oil, the water, how it goes into the mainstream. So there's a tap, so to say, that we have the seal of the main place that you do your washing that separates all these things. So the Lagos State have gone that far, and they're always around you in sort of hygiene. We have all the health workers coming in every now and then to see, and if they catch you not doing what you ought to do, there's huge fine. Especially even with the COVID thing, must have your washing basin, must have all this COVID equipment around you to make sure that people are safe.
Because I have trust issues, and I'm sure many of us, we've lost our trust in the government and Nigeria. Do you think they are bribable? Like, you can bribe them, like, I'm sorry, I forgot to do it 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Is that a thing?
Why do you want to put me on the spot?
Okay. Should we move on?
I will not say, this is Nigeria. A lot of people have their ways of doing things, especially to get things done in Nigeria. But what I would say is, in food business, the more shortcuts that you go to enhance your output, the more dangerous species you are to your customers.
Sure.
So if you know you want to bypass some taxation and what you have to do, you must still keep that rules behind doors to assist you in bringing out your output. For instance, what they do prevent cholera outbreak, what they do prevent a whole lot of things. But if you are not saying you are bypassing, you're not doing the right thing. So at the end of the day, you end up in jail.
Right.
Because if you have 1 or 2 customers come to your shop and something happened, blah blah, they will trace it to you, and the next thing is. So it's a food business. I'm not too sure that people, even the agencies, they are very, very thorough. Very, very, very thorough, because they know at the end of the day, if it breaks out, this is an area that you are in charge of. And an outbreak came out from that area, health-wise. What were you doing? What happened? What led to it? So there's a trace. And before you know it, you turn to maybe an America sending a message that somebody somewhere is not doing what's supposed to do.
Looks like this is the American time to shine in Nigeria.
No. Jonathan said no. Anything that you do, America will hear.
Talking about going to jail and imprisonment, what are they calling it? Money laundering. There is this rumor that some people are using food business to launder money. Hence, they don't care about laws. Have you heard about these things?
I'm not. Because if you want to launder money, I'm not sure it's food business that you launder money into. Because it's not, no matter how much you bring into food business, if you drop it, you can go down the drain. And I'm sure people that are doing money laundering are not putting money laundering. If they want to do that, they will go on Tomilam Bridge and just empty it into the lagoon. They are doing money laundering to actually plant it and multiply it somehow. So food business is not something you want to launder money into. Even, okay, for instance, now an existing restaurant like Oyo Amala now, and you're saying you have these millions to come out for. Let's grow it. Let's be on the faces of the 36 states in Nigeria. It's not a business that is actually because if you want to launder money or you want to invest, you try and invest in something that you actually at least passionate for, and you have that idea. You don't just want to throw it. So the people that will invest in food business are the people that, yes, they know at least a little bit about the food business. For instance, I know how much wraps I can get out of a bag of amala, and you are investing. You don't know how many. You get what I'm saying? So you have to. It's not. I've not seen. And how many restaurants do we have in Lagos?
Talking about all these Lekki restaurants, because there was this time, on social media, a lady came out to say, "Oh, I went to this restaurant. They asked me to leave because I don't look that restaurant." And so she came on social media and people said, "Oh, don't go to that restaurant though. They're just using this food business to cover the money laundering thing." You know.
I think it. I'm not. I will not buy that. Yes, on Lekki, on the island, the feel on the island is different from the feel on the. To me, I say the real people stay on the mainland. That's me, because on the island, majority of the things that you see on the island is like comparing Dubai to America. In Dubai, it's a desert, so the grass that you are seeing on the floor is not real. So majority of things that you see on the island, they are not the real thing. I can drive a Rolls Royce on the island and hire it for 3 months and just cruise it on the street of Admiralty where they do all their shine bubbles, and people say, have you seen him with the Rolls Royce? He has arrived. I can drop that Rolls Royce in 3 months, take another one, pay for another 3 months, and parade it. So it's only on the island that you have a barbing salon that you pay up to 50,000 to barb this small head. Do you get it? So if on the island, you don't use the island to judge things around. There are some restaurants that before you go in, your account must be so because you have to pay in dollars and blah. There are different categories, but that will not say don't go there, money laundering, whatever. No, even the money launderer, I want to open a restaurant, I want people to come and turn over the money he has laundered. So, but that you get to a space and there is class, they are standing on their class. You get to some lounge, for instance. The lounge, for a female, you can't just go in with the slippers. It's their class. They want everybody coming to the lounge or to the club to be a red carpet ready kind of thing, so that everybody will flash themselves in the eye that, oh, hey, look at out. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a guy going to a lounge, there's some lounge will not allow a knicker. Yeah. Or a short. Okay. Whatever. There are some will not allow, it's like going to a church. Some churches not allow the short gown of a lady, the blah blah. The Kali church, for instance, you can't have your lipstick on and you want to receive the Holy Communion. So it's just it varies. It varies the way you want it, the way you build it, the way you want it to be. That it's a package for the business. So I don't say that's a pointer to money laundering. Okay, so in one word, tell me, is food business profitable in Nigeria? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so you already heard in the horse's mouth. Thank you very much, Mr. Alade Henry, for being on the show. That is it on today's episode of Memo of a Nigeria Girl. My name is Helen. Don't forget to follow me on social media, helen.love.23. Podcast is available on all platforms. So, come. Follow us, enjoy, and come to Oyo. Oyo is the place to be. Oyo Amala is the place to be. Come. I'm going to collect money for advertising. Thank you very much. Offering Amala, baby.